Skateboarding isn't just a hobby. It's more than a piece of wood. It's a gosh darn lifestyle. Welcome to the underground. My leg! Tony Hawk's Underground is beloved by fans of the Tony Hawk Pro Skater series. It was released on October 27, 2003, over 20 years ago. Damn, I'm old. It was released for the PS2, Xbox, GameCube, and even the Game Boy Advance. I had just turned 7 years old when this game released, and I've been playing the Pro Skater series since the first game. The series was reaching its absolute peak after the huge successes of Pro Skater 3 and 4. But times were advancing, and some were getting tired of the same old thing. So developer Neversoft made some pretty big changes, deciding to make Underground the first of the games to have a full story mode with legit cutscenes, as well as being able to get off your board and freely walk around. Helping you reach new spots and continuing on combos, it completely changed the flow. And it's not a bad thing either. Also, the game brought in drivable vehicles. Yeah, they're not fun, forget that. The tone of Underground was a far cry from what we see in the series, having a much more grungy and grounded aesthetic as opposed to the mostly bright and silly tones of the games before it. I mean, this opening Neversoft sequence creeped me the out as a kid. I was legit afraid to skate over sewer grates for a while. Now, at the time, all these things were huge selling points. Everyone's excited to hop on and experience a new era of Tony Hawk, and I'm excited to review it. Let's go! I just want to start by showing off this main menu and how f***ing cool it is. The silhouette of your character really makes it, and the fact you can actually change the interface with multiple options is awesome. I went with this Retro Hawk one not only because it's the same color as piss, but mainly because I just liked how that Underground logo looked. So as per with a Tony Hawk game, we make our character. Again, this time I wanted to go with a preset. There's some good options here, but I just had to go with the one and only Big Pimpin' Eddie.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
He reminds me of The Godfather. Also, Thug 1 and Thug 2 are supposed to be the same characters, so don't know what happened between these games. Anyway, let's get on to the story, shall we? Our story begins with a young Godfather living with his parents and fixing up his skateboard, while our best friend Eric Sparrow bangs on the window and tells us Chad Muska Chatterson III is having a skate demo in their crappy state of New Jersey, being a run-down town of drug dealers and dumpster fires and bad turnpikes. Hey, it's my state, I can talk bad about it if I want to. Also, I recently learned this whole level was modeled off of Franklin Township, New Jersey, being extremely similar looking neighborhood. It's pretty cool. Disclaimer: I had already started recording and did the first mission. And the game crashed. Then when I reloaded, I hit new story and the goal just wasn't there anymore. All it is a tutorial on how the walking mechanics work. Eric cries about his knee and makes you go get the pieces of his skateboard the dealer stole. And I like how the game instantly teaches you about the walking. Makes you comfortable with how to get in and out of combos. The game is set up similar to Pro Skater 4. Skate around freely until you skate up to someone with a star icon over their head and be given a goal. Goals can be anything from getting high scores or combos, collecting items, doing tricks, or walking a dog. Eric challenges you to beat his score, and after choosing to play the game on beginner, don't call me a wimp, I just didn't want to spend too long struggling like I did playing Underground 2. We dominate Eric and go see Muska do some flippy flips and watch in awe as he bounces his 2003 Escalade. Being his #1 fan now, we follow him to the school and bedazzle him with our rad skate moves. He actually finds us and praises our skating, and he gives us his skateboard. Out of respect or pettiness, he saw how bootleg our deck was, so yeah. Probably that. But he also tells us to go and get sponsored if we want to be as cool as him. So we go to our local skate shop that's run by Stacy Peralta, a skateboarding legend in the late 70s from California who just has a skate shop in North Jersey for some reason, I guess. He wants us to make him a sponsor me video, and he doesn't want anything to do with New Jersey in it. Don't blame him. We meet with Eric and he tells us that dealers are after him after he blew up their car in a previous mission. Like, yeah dude, if I turn you in, do I get a reward? Our road warrior buddies decide to help us jump the bridge and over the cops so we can get to the train station.
Let's get him!
A security guard tries to stop us and we verbally murder him.
What's your problem, Bacon Bits? Wake up on the wrong side of your mother this morning?
After he dies, we hop on the train to New York. just managing to escape Jay and Silent Bob over here, and on to Manhattan, which is honestly a great level. Neversoft between Thug 1 and 2 were really at the peak of their level design game. Now here we play hero for this young lady, moonwalk on the waterfront line, get some of D's nuts.
Sell my nuts.
What did he say?
We meet a duo of local skaters and asked to borrow their camera to film Peralta's video, after we do some favors for them, and we also learn the create a trick feature. There's only 2 missions that require it, so it's the amount of times I did it. It's a welcome feature, but it was never for me, to be honest. It's mostly just adding grab or flip tricks with some rolls or spins. Now on to more favors. An obvious New Yorkness that involves a lot of driving, and playing D's Nuts Delivery Man instead of skating, but that's fine because after Eric blows up another car... Seriously, dude, what is wrong with you? He films us doing tricks over it and Stacy loves that shit. So he hooks us up with the amateur contest down in Tampa, Florida. He just wants us to do a few favors for him in New York and he'll let us use his bus. And the game does this annoying thing where it'll constantly change your clothes, and honestly, I was too lazy to go into the menu and change it back. After a slightly racist McDonald's mission,
Accomplishing this will bring great honor to us.
we head down to Tampa. Unfortunately, we're pulled over by a state trooper, and Eric gets thrown in jail, and the trooper agrees to let him out if we do him some favors. Also, what the hell is this dude's voice acting?
Lawless individuals, remove all the stickers by wall riding. You wall ride.
Why he's screaming like that? So we wall ride off some wall stickers, find a goat, collect donuts, and we go invade this strip club. Eric is let go and he instantly decides to piss off the cops. Seriously, dude, you got issues. And we have to drive around and ditch this state trooper vehicle and we head to the Tampa Am competition. Only to find out Eric didn't even sign up our names. Well, he signed his name, not us. We figure we gotta impress some pros to be let in, so we do a few easy missions and learn some new tricks, only to find Tony Hawk just casually here in Tampa. We skate with him on a half pipe and try to beat his score. We somehow do, and he's mad impressed with us and tells us to show up to the competition and he'll let us in. Now in the competition we have a best trick challenge. Every 30 seconds someone is eliminated, and I found it funny how I still had 0 points but someone else got eliminated before me. It eventually comes down between us and Eric, who, and I know this is random to bring up, is voiced by Benjamin Diskin, who did the voice for number 1 in the Cartoon Network cartoon, codenamed Kids Next Door.
If you're my uncle, then that makes grandfather my grandfather!
I thought that was actually pretty funny. But we easily whoop his ass and we're instantly bombarded with pro skaters so impressed with us they all want to sponsor us on their respective teams. And here they show you videos showcasing what each company has to offer. I ended up choosing Element because I just really liked Bam's video. And whatever team you pick, you unlock their decks to choose from. So then we're off to San Diego, California. Here we meet our team captain, Todd. We get invited to a party and also get put in charge of setting everything up. So we have to find the band's stolen instruments, put up flyers, and race around on this little security cart. After the party, we're hung over and Todd introduces us to our newest member of the team. Yeah, how did he get here? It doesn't matter, he's here now. We have to round up our team and stop these cops from running off with our dicks.
Hey yo, what the
I mean, decks. And shoot the demo of us just grinding on this high rail here. And after that, where do we go next? Hawaii. The Aloha State. While we're here catching some sun, let's quickly go over the soundtrack. Thug 1 soundtrack of course doesn't miss. Split into 3 genres, rock, punk, and hip-hop. Soundtrack is also the biggest in the Tony Hawk series to date. Alkaline Trio, Rise Against, Sublime, and even having a few songs from Kiss. And the opening intro sequence, instead of having a hardcore or punk opening, went with a different route with Jurassic 5's A Day at the Races. And I'd argue it's the best opening intro to any of these games. But now it's time for the next chapter. Get laid. I see. Don't worry, that's not a hard mission for me. We learned a new trick from Rodney Mullen himself. Don't think Rodney's sponsored by Element. All these pros are just kinda here no matter what team you pick, so don't worry. We also have to interrupt multiple beautiful wedding photos and make this security guard shit his pants in the pool. And after all that, Eric comes up to us to show us his gnarly footage, and we tell him we found a super secret spot to film. That's a lie, we don't have anything, so that means we gotta find it. And skating in Wallows is so cool. There's even a hidden mini half-pipe in the backyard of this house, and it's really neat. It shows the attention to detail Neversoft took in this game. And does anyone remember jumping into the giant tiki mouth and grabbing the secret Venice level? It's so awesome how they did this. So we're given a mission that involves us climbing onto the roof of the hotel, and we decide to call Eric and show him. Here's the big goal of the game. A police helicopter shows up for some reason, and we have Eric film us doing a McTwist over it. It's also funny because I got off my board at the last second and landed on the second roof and it counted it. We have our footage and our team heads off from the sunny beaches of Hawaii to the cold country of Canada, eh? Now we're in Vancouver to get some more footage before the Slam City Jam contest. We have to shoot some flatland footage and get back stolen equipment. I also intentionally ignored any missions that required driving as much as I could because, come on, it's kinda garbo. But it's time for the premiere, so what do I have to do? I have to drive a big ass limo and pick up the rest of our team because of course I have to. The driving just isn't fun and it's pretty shoehorned in. These levels just aren't designed to be driven in, just to skate in. Then we finally make it to the Slam City Jam contest. But we're too late and it's revealed Eric altered the footage to make it look like he did the helicopter gap, which, damn, he must have been a really good editor because I don't know how people could mistake me for him. Pretty good editing for 2003, eh? With that, he's instantly made a pro. We confront him and he gaslights us, acting like it was always his footage, and we sign up as a pro for the competition. We instantly destroy it, and we do this mission that involves us knocking civilians off these lights. How the hell did they get up there anyway? We finally go up against Eric and destroy him in the contest. Our team is basically forced to put us as a pro, and we get to design our own deck. The deck customization options are pretty limited to be honest, but it's there if that's something that interests you. Now sadly, for some reason we don't get to go to Moscow like the rest of our team, but after impressing some shoe people we get a sponsorship and a ticket to Moscow. We collect our things and have the bus stop after it murders me. Now in Moscow we do some random goals for people and get more high scores and all that fun jazz. We have to spine transfer over this wall, which I do the first time, but I bail and it decides to not count it, so I don't know, this game's silly.
Operation D's what?
Got him!
Bam gets a hard-on for the tanks, and Eric says he wants to bury the hatchet and be friends again. We end up accepting. We do this challenge that involves him doing a lip trick and us airing over him to impress the local skaters. Then he gets totally drunk and steals the keys for a tank off this other drunken guard. It loses control and then he dips with us still inside, and we get framed for recklessly driving a tank through a wall. We end up getting kicked off the team and we're left to rot in Moscow. So in order to get back to Jersey, we have to do a bunch of favors for some guys, including this Metal Gear Solid-like mission that involves you sneaking past soldiers, and it's just bad. Even on easy mode, it took me a few tries to get it right. Imagine playing this on an old CCTV back then. We were all stuck on this. We finally go back home to Jersey and find Eric has basically become the chaotic evil version of Chad Muska from earlier, saying he only cares about money and saying them kids.
Man, them kids, bro.
After a bit of skating with the locals, we get the idea to start our own team. The pros all suddenly are interested and want to join our team. Here we pick a team name and what pros we want on our team. I get from a game design standpoint they wanted this to be quick and easy, but it'd been cool if you could design your own logo for it. So the idea is we have to shoot a video involving these pros. And it's a pretty cool part of the game. You have a challenge on each of the levels to do, and you have to pick one of the pros to go through it. Like using Bob Burnquist to hit tricks over the spine in New Jersey, or hitting all these spots in the Slam City Jam, which only you have a few combos to use. My favorite was the Florida THPS challenge. Challenge that involves you having to get 4 combos, but each one you can only do stuff from previous Tony Hawk games, like not getting off your board or doing spine transfers. Doing the Pro Skater 1 challenge that involves no reverts, manuals, spine transfers, any of that, here it was pretty easy for me because I just grinded around this thing, but I still thought it was a cool challenge idea. After all that, our video is instantly made.
Booms.
It's cool how you get videos that showcase all the pros that you selected for your team, and I always love seeing these skate videos. It's always a good addition. Our video is so successful that we can't even keep up with the orders, but then we see our favorite sleazeball Eric and he challenges us to one last run around the neighborhood, and if we beat him, he'll give us the Hawaii tape.
Three, two, one, go!
So we follow him through the hood, and he likes to fart out fire to try and slow us down. But we're a pro, so this was easy work for us. We beat him, we get our tape, and he throws a temper tantrum. Then afterwards we get to see the Hawaii footage. I found it funny how I was not wearing that shirt during filming, and I have no idea how we got multiple camera angles for this, but we finished the game and unlock Iron Man as a guest character, as well as the Hotter Than Hell level. It's honestly a pretty boring level, but if we collect the letters that spell KISS, we unlock a KISS concert, which is pretty neat. The story mode in this game is actually great, and for a first time in the series, it really nails it. It's super memorable and fun, and it's understandable why a lot love this game. It just feels so iconic. Now something else I wanted to highlight is the create a goal mode. It's something I feel is not brought up enough. Basically, you can choose a level and you can set up your own goals to complete, like collecting combo, high scores, skate letters. It's set up like Tony Hawk 4. It's cool because you can actually place where you want the letters to go, and yeah, you'll already know where they are, but it's still a really awesome addition. I remember being in this for hours as a kid. Tony Hawk's Underground is arguably the peak of the series. There's just so much fun to be had here, especially after 2 decades, it still holds up today. So yeah, including the story mode as well as the amount of content you can do, it's really well worth it. I appreciate everyone that has stopped by for this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, a comment, or consider subscribing. If you didn't, just leave a dislike. But that's it for Tony Hawk's Underground today. Appreciate you all, and I look forward to continuing on with the series. Let me know which one I should go through next. Thanks everyone. Bye bye.